What is the best goal difference of a football team not promoted? The knowledge. Fulham are top of the championship with a goal difference of +48. I am acutely conscious of their capacity to screw things up, however, so what is the best goal difference a team has had and not been promoted, asks Richard Hurst. It's looking good for the Cottagers right now, a positive goal difference of +16 from their last 4 games sending them soaring at the top. But if you are looking for any historical pointers elsewhere to justify your wariness, then here you go. Here's Richard Askham. Huddersfield Town, 1980-81, Steve Kindon et al., he writes. Goals for, 71. Against, 40, +31. They finished 4th behind promoted trio Rotherham, Charlton, and Barnsley. It would have been +32 had the ball not gone in off the referee deep into injury time at Hull. Promotion to the Premier League in 2016-17 with a goal difference of -2 more than made up for 1980-81, though. Then again, teams have qualified for Europe before with negative goal differences, some have even won titles with them. Brentford finished 3rd in the 2019-20 championship with a goal difference of +42, recalls John Curry. They were not promoted. But in the old 3rd Division North, where only the winner was promoted to the 2nd Division, Stockport County finished runners-up in 1929-30 with a goal difference of +62. The National League also offers a few recent examples, including Wrexham, +52, 2011-12, and Luton, +44, 2009-10 and +48, 2010-11. Worst of all, Hereford United finished 2nd in 2003-04 with 91 points and a +59 goal difference, finishing a point behind champions Chester and losing to Aldershot in the playoffs. Rough, but not as rough as in the Highland League. Got 2 belters for you, begins Mick McMenemy. Formerton United finished 2nd in 2016 with a goal difference of +102, 32 better than the winners Cove Rangers, but only the champions got entry into the playoffs for a league place. The year before, Brora won the league with a goal difference of +121, but lost to Montrose in the playoff final. No promotion, but at least they got a trophy. Former team got nothing. In making his debut for Aston Villa, Felipe Coutinho has now played for 5 European Cup or Champions League winners, tweets Jezor Bell. Can anyone better that? Coutinho's loan to Espanyol scuppers his perfect record, but in terms of teams the original Ronaldo can equal this, with his quintet of teams being PSV, Barcelona, Internazionale, Real Madrid and Milan. He also played at the South American champions Cruzeiro and Corinthians. The former Barnet star Edgar Davids can match this European mark too, having turned out for Ajax, Milan, Inter, Juventus, and Barcelona. But several readers pointed to someone who has 6. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is an obvious candidate, mails Paul Fenton, having played for 6 European Cup winners, Ajax, Juventus, Inter, Barcelona, Milan, and Manchester United, and 2 runners-up, Malmo and Paris Saint-Germain. All his European clubs have played in the final at some point, but he never has. His clubs have racked up almost 50 finals without him reaching one. Has any other player played for so many without actually playing in a final? Last week we looked at matches with TV score abbreviations within one character of the 2 teams playing. But there are more incidents of note, including this, from Michael Thomas. When Dunfermline Athletic hosted Dundee a while back on TV, the BBC made us Dun and Dundee, so it just said Dundee. And going back to the mention of Crystal Palace losing on penalties at home to Colchester in the 2019 League Cup, Robert notes that they are also the UK military standard abbreviations for 2 different army ranks, corporal and colonel. In this context, it was no longer a giant killing, as the far higher-ranking colonel defeats the lowly corporal, 10 ranks apart. And then there is this. At the Knowledge Goo as an aside to close abbreviations, how about abbreviations with music connections? This Prince-related one has stuck with me since Dover player Crystal Palace in the 3rd round of the Cup in 2015. Pic.twitter.com Y0YTLC4GBN. I have taunted my fellow workers in our ad hoc quiz, asking who the first ever sub in Premier League history was, wrote Dag Fjelsted in 2016. I thought the correct answer should be Eric Thorstvedt coming on for Ian Walker. My hunch was hard to prove, but it is to some extent corroborated by the Spurs First's website. How nice it would be if you look into this and put the record straight if necessary. We identified the first ever substitute in the English leagues back in 2001 here. When it comes to Premier League substitutions, sadly the taunting has to stop. The first season of the newly rebranded Premier League was 1992-93, and Thorstvedt came on for Walker at halftime in Tottenham's second game of that campaign. A 2-0 defeat at home to Coventry, thus missing out on the title of the new-look top-flight's first sub by a considerable margin. That honour instead belongs to Mike Phelan, who replaced the crocked Paul Ince 7 minutes into Manchester United's 2-1 defeat at Sheffield United on the season's opening day. The Guardian's reporter at this game raged that the Mancunian's disappointing performance demonstrated Alex Ferguson's propensity for dubious judgments, the need for Ferguson to learn the difference between a striker and a goalscorer, and Ferguson's suspect ability to make the best use of what he has, after which United went on to win the league, not only that season, but in 6 of the following 8 as well, while Paul Ince, rarely fit, was runner-up in the PFA Player of the Year voting, and Ryan Giggs, he seems to have stopped taking on players, wrapped up the Young Player of the Year award, as well as finishing 3rd in the voting for the Football Writers Association main gong. Anyway, this particular title was won by Phelan by a margin of 22 minutes, the next substitution coming at Crystal Palace, where Blackburn brought on Chris Price to replace Alan Wright in the 29th minute of a 2-2 draw. As a Blackburn fan, I put more stock in 19th century trophies than perhaps I should, writes Simon Elliott. However, are Rovers unique in winning major trophies in the 19th, 20th and 21st centuries? Are there any equivalents from other countries? For the purposes of this, the 2002 League Cup is a major trophy. What are the oldest floodlight pylons that are still in use at a football ground in the UK, wonders Gordon Smith. At TheKnowledgeGoo, after the Leicester v Spurs game just finished now, the latest 2 goals in a game for a team come from behind to win? Apart from a game with a huge amount of injury time, can't be many later? When Morocco played against Comoros, it occurred to me that this might be the highest ever number of O's in a first-class fixture, 6, 3 each, suggests Daniel Marcus. Can anyone come up with more? Has there even been, in a UK match, another pair of opposing captains whose surnames start with Z? Posed this commenter. Katie Zellum, Manchester United, and Shalina Zadorsky, Tottenham, faced each other on Sunday. After rumours have lingered to Newcastle. Which player has played for the most Uniteds? He'd be on 3, if it went through. I was unpacking some deliveries at our shop which arrived in an old copy of the Sun Sport pages from about 2010, begins Warwick Bassett. In the results, there was a team by the name of the South Coast team. Does anyone have any idea who they are or were? With St. Pauli beating Dortmund in the DFB Pokal, then losing to Hamburg in 2. Bundesliga, what is the biggest return to earth following a cup giant killing? Mail us your questions or tweet at TheKnowledgeGoo.